Anyone that listens to this message should know that only God and His Son, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, are worthy of your soul, no one else. Be a peacemaker. Make your home a peaceful home. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Keep loving. Never you hate anyone. Never you apply the law of discrimination. It's not from God. God said, banish discrimination law and hatred law and throw it into those beings. Welcome the law of love your neighbor as you love yourself. Keep loving. Never you hate anyone. Be a man of the truth and a woman of the truth. Brothers and sisters, I have come again to say nothing but the truth. I know that the truth is not good, for the wicked. The wicked don't want to hear the truth, The wicked only want to hear, something that is not good. That is what they desire. But we must, stand on the truth and speak the truth at any time. Speak the truth anytime without fear. So, brothers and sisters, what I want to say today is about what is going on. Sit at home order. Is it from Nnamdi Kanu or is it from Simon Ekpa? Is it Nnamdi Kanu is the one that give order of sit at home or Simon Ekpa? That is what I want to ask every one of you people. Sit at home order is from Simon Ekpa. And Simon Ekpa give that order to respect Nnamdi Kanu, to respect his master. Simon Ekpa want to use that order, want to use that day, that sit at home day, to honor Nnamdi Kanu. But the order Simon Ekpa gave is that there will be no end of sit at home until the Nigerian government freeing Nnamdi Kanu. Brother, because of the love Simon Ekpa for his master, because Simon Ekpa loved the children of Biafra and loved his master Nnamdi Kanu, he decided to give order. He decided to tell the children of Biafra, if you love Nnamdi Kanu, if you care for him, if you value the sacrifice Nnamdi Kanu has paid for Biafra, if you valued his life, if you know that what Nnamdi Kanu is suffering today is because of your own freedom, if you know that Nnamdi Kanu have lost everything just to regain your freedom, just to liberate you, if you value it, if you love it, give him a day to honor him, to respect him. Give him a day to pray for him. Give him a day to table his case and the case of the children of Biafra before God. The same order of Simon Ekpa, the legacy of Simon Ekpa, you cannot protect it anymore. The children of Biafra cannot protect the legacy of Simon Ekpa, cannot protect the orders of Simon Ekpa anymore. They won't abandon the orders of Simon Ekpa. They won't abandon the legacy of Simon Ekpa. The legacy that makes Simon Ekpa what he is. The legacy that makes the world to know that the children of Biafra want freedom, that they love Nnamdi Kanu, that they love Simon Ekpa, that they love the sacrifice they have done for them. Don't you know the power in that sit at home? Don't you know the power in sit at home? What I said in my video last time is, if some people decided to go to market, then nobody should shoot them, because we don't need to shoot. Nobody call himself Biafra Liberation Army or anybody to shoot them. No. We don't need it anymore. Allow them. Allow those who want to sit at home to sit at home. Who want to go to market to go. Because nobody is forcing them. No one can protect the legacy of Simon Ekpa. What made the world to know about the feelings, about the condition of Biafra is that sit at home. What gave Nigerian officials headache day and night? What troubled them? What persecuting them? What oppressing them day and night? What made them to respect Nnamdi Kanu, to respect Simon Ekpa? What made them to bow down? The same thing that dominating them day and night, that tried to make them to bow down to the freedom of Biafra is that sit at home. If you don't know it, know it. That is why the whole world knows that the children of Biafra love Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu, love freedom. The same sit at home. Many governors have fight to end it. Many governors have fight to end it, and they could not end it. Buhari have fight to end it, and he could not end it. Many presidents have fight to end it, and they could not end it. Many senators, ministers, local government chairmen, House of Representatives, lawmakers in Nigeria, they have done what they can do to end sit at home, and they couldn't end it. And these people have meeting with Soludo, the Fula people. Soludo have meeting, and they give him the instruction to end that sit at home. And Soludo come out and threaten everyone that if that sit at home did not end, that is going to demolition Isha market. What did we see? So-called corrupt people that call themselves men on ground. People that eating and dancing with government, with corrupt politicians in Nigeria, claiming that they are fighting for the Biafra freedom. What did you see? You see so-called corrupt general, Butuso and Gentle and Jamaica coming out and telling you that they will deal with Soludo, yeah. How the Biafra Vuruna Bahari? You think that you are working with people that will watch your back? They are no more watching your back because they are corrupt. All those things I have told you people, when they come and say, no, they don't take the word anymore. Because the word of God said the regime is end. Simple means that the word is powerless. They can no more do anything. They are no more. Nobody listening to them. Nobody obey the word anymore. Because the word never carry power anymore. Because when so-called men on ground, working with the politician, working with Zukomen, working with the enemies of the freedom of Biafra, working with the enemies of the USB, working with the enemies of Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu, you understand that the children of Biafra will no more listen to them or listen to the other. We saw them making noise in social media. We saw Gentle Yahoo and they make up all of them making noise. They just make a noise, Amansi. And what is going on today? The same people that make noise later bow down to Soludo, later allow Soludo to overcome them because they work together. They are corrupt. They are working for Hopus or Dima. They are working for corrupt senators, corrupt Nigeria officials, corrupt evil leaders. They're working together with Soludo. They're working together with Peter Mbam. They're working together with Governor Imo State. And that is why after they make noise, nonsense noise, you saw so-called and Jamaica come out and tell you that the sit at home has cancelled. Sit at home has cancelled. We receive order from our master, Nnamdi Kanu from Sokoto. Can you ask him in Jamaica, do you went to Sokoto? Do you travel to Sokoto and see Nnamdi Kanu? Can you ask Butuso, Igwe Butuso, or Gentle Yawu, or those corrupt general and the commander that so-called Biafra liberation, can you ask them, did they see Nnamdi Kanu face to face? Did Nnamdi Kanu told them such a thing? Did they have discussion with Nnamdi Kanu? They will tell you that the man, that the informant is the one that give them the message. Plotter, you see that these people, they are working together with corrupt politicians, with those that we are fighting to liberate from their bondage, with those we are fighting to be free from the captive. They're working together. You know, you get order from Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB have already denied that they have nothing to do with you people. They have nothing to do with those bandits, those self-proclaiming general and tribal general and commander. IPOB said they have nothing to do with them, that nobody should take their war serious. That any order from them is not from them, it's not from Nnamdi Kanu. And Jamaica and his group think that they can manipulate the children of Biafra. They think that they can cancel what Simon Ekpa, the legacy of Simon Ekpa, what make people to remember that Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa have sacrificed enough. And they say, everybody should go to market. You see, that is why I told you people that talking about the word of these people is like we are going back. But I told you there is sometimes when you see them come out to confuse the children of Biafra, we must come out and talk about it. And this is exactly what I'm talking. Such confusion word, such manipulative word, we should not be quiet. We should clear the children of Biafra, make them to understand the meaning of sit at home. Made them understand the power in the sit at home. Made them to understand the power in sit at home. The power and the honor of the sit at home. Because sit at home have power. It demolishes government. It terminates them. It terminates the governors and senators and local government chairmen. It terminates them day and night. The same Musa is laughing at people that call themselves men of ground and people that call themselves Biafra. I'm telling you people that Biafra will not come again. He's not God. And he can never be God. Biafra will come to pass at a appointed time, whether you like it or not. And because a Jamaica and his triple general, so-called triple general, and then gentle the Yahoo have collect money because senators and the governor is the one that protecting them, is the one that harboring them in the house. Because they are criminals. They are not a freedom fighters. They are criminals. Bandits. Generation of vipers. Wicked generation. Generation who could not protect the legacy of the man that suffered for them. Generation who could not protect the legacy of the children of Biafra. The wicked generation. Saboteurs. Wicked people. Where is Ugo 247? Those people that are talking lavish. Telling people that Ngozi Orabueze is not following the structure of Simon Ekpa. Ngozi Orabueze is not following the structure of Simon Ekpa. Ngozi Orabueze is doing her own. Ngozi Orabueze is not following the template of Simon Ekpa. Ngozi Orabueze did not follow the template of Simon Ekpa. She's doing her own. Where is them? Is it not the same Ngozi Orabueze that come out and address the children of Biafra? That no one should listen to these bandits, these notorious criminals that are working with the government. That no one should listen to Soludo or listen or try to cancel the sit at home. That no one should obey that. Ngozi Orabueze said that is not by force. If you love Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, and love Biafra freedom, You will use that day to sit at your home and sit in your home and pray and honor Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. Ngozi Orabueze say it is a peaceful day. Ngozi Orabueze say we see that as a peaceful day. A day we respect Nnamdi Kanu. The same Ngozi Orabueze, the same USB. The same USB, you people are criticizing. You people are saying that they're not following the template of Simon Ekpa. The structure of Simon Ekpa is the same one that fighting to protect the legacy of Simon Ekpa. Is the same one that fighting to protect the honor of Nnamdi Kanu, fighting to protect the pride of Nnamdi Kanu, fighting to protect the glory of Nnamdi Kanu. But those so-called children of Nnamdi Kanu have already denied that day, have already abandoned that day, have already sold that day to Soludo and Zuckerman, have already betrayed that day, have already abandoned that day. They are saboteurs, traitors, wicked souls, confusionaries. You see how confused they are. They are confused. They are confused. Wicked generation, evil people, mayenambo, blackmailers, confusionaries, people who did not value the truth. If you cancel the sit at home, how can people remember Nnamdi Kanu? Do you want the Nnamdi Kanu case to die? Do you want the Nnamdi Kanu case? Do you want to give up on Nnamdi Kanu? Do you want to give up on Simon Ekpa? Do you want to give up the freedom of Biafra? Do you want the world never to remember that the children of Biafra love Simon Ekpa, love their freedom, love Nnamdi Kanu? And Ngozi Orabueze. The same Ngozi Orabueze, everybody say that she's a woman, she cannot rule us. Come, listen to her. Listen to her. How she addressed the children of Biafra. Listen to the word of wisdom, understanding, word of knowledge, word the Spirit of God put in her. Listen to what she says. You understand that a woman with authority, a woman with the Spirit of God, a woman with the direction of God, with the wisdom of God, with the power of God is talking. Not in the name Igbo, Isochi Igbo, say if seke yuna iri, if unu kuru tata buru if unu nekwechi. That is why God says that the regime of Butus, gentle Yahoo, make up his end. You see, the world didn't carry power anymore. Before, Biafra is afraid of them. Before, Soludo is afraid of them. Before, the president of the Zulu is afraid of them. Before, all senators and lawmakers, every living soul in Nigeria, afraid of them before. But now they are not afraid because they have seen that they are coward. They are saboteurs. They have seen that they have by their heart. They have by their heart the knowledge, understanding. They are living under the bondage of Zoo government, under the instruction of the Zoo government. What the Zoo government tell them, let them continue to confuse the children of Biafra, distract them. Let them continue to pretend that they are working with children of Biafra. Let them continue to pretend that they are fighting for the freedom. Why they are not fighting for the freedom? Well, Hope Uzoduma know that what I am saying is the truth. Peter know that what I am saying is the truth. You know? Soludo know that what I am saying is the truth. They have already buy them to pretend. You know, so the word and the orders of Butuso and the Triple General and the Gentle never trouble even Commissioner of Police anymore. He never trouble them anymore because they are powerless now. They have nothing. Only what they have, the power they have is Ebeheji. Ebe umu Biafra to ego. Go ye hedge ne ezuori ebuchesi umu Biafra. Hedge na akparu anapu mmadu ifeye ebuchesi harvest the organ. That is Ebehe the perfect. They are perfect here. That is where They are expert in doing evil. They are expert to do evil. They are expert to harvest all kinds of the Biafra children. They are expert to use their gun to kill the children of Biafra. They are expert to use their gun to steal from the children of Biafra pocket. They are expert to distract and confuse the children of Biafra. They are expert to manipulate the children of Biafra. But they never do any good. They never kill any Fulani or any Awusa or any tribe. All the children of Biafra. And also government have succeeded to win them. Soludo, you people have bowed down to Soludo. You people have bowed down to Soludo. Soludo have intimidated you people to give up the orders of Simon Ekpa. Something Simon Ekpa left in the hands of those people. He left the order even in the hands of in the hand of these people, but they have abandoned it. They have betrayed it. They have sabotaged it. They have left it, give it up, deliver it into the hands of Nigeria government for them, to control it. But the same Ngozi Orabueze, you people are talking, you people are criticizing. The same USB are there to protect it, fighting back, telling the children of Biafra that they should not mind the people, that they should continue to respect Nnamdi Kanu that day of sit at home, and continue to pray for their freedom. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Nnamdi Kanu was a mother. If always ndo kanono, ori no kunu na-ekwu iti na-ekwu erisi. Nobody can stand on the truth and fight for the truth. Nobody is there to protect the truth except Ngozi Orabueze and USB, except some social media warriors, except some of them. They are the people that are talking good. I love them. I love some of them that stand on the truth, no matter what happens. I love some of them. That is why when I see this lady called Queen Kapo, you see how she stands on the truth day and night, speaking the truth, backing up the truth. You see the other one called Progress, TV Progress, something, one woman. You see many of them stand on the truth, backing the truth. Some of them stand on the truth, but the saboteurs are picking nonsense. So no one wants to accept the truth. You cannot protect the legacy of Simon Ekpa. What Simon Ekpa left in your hand becoming impossible for you to protect. You want to destroy it. If you cancel sit at home, my question is, how can the people of the world know that we Biafra people love Nnamdi Kanu? How can we talk about Nnamdi Kanu? How can people know that we have a special day for this young man, to remember this young man, to remember the sacrifice, the suffering, the death of the father, of the mother, and the death of his well-wishers? What he have done? You see, where is them? Where is the nonsense group? Nonsense group that calling themselves Briki, that calling themselves Foba, that calling themselves CRC. And where is them? They are no more. They are nowhere to find. The same people that claiming that they love Simon Ekpa, the same people that claiming they have seen Simon Ekpa tell them those days, are you now following the template of Simon Ekpa? Are you now following the structure of Simon Ekpa? No, capital no. Instead of you to follow it, you abandon it, you throw it. Throw it into the thing. You saw the template of Simon Ekpa to Soludo. You saw this template of Simon Ekpa to Imo State Governor. You saw the template of Simon Ekpa to Enugu State Governor. You saw the template of Simon Ekpa to Anambra Governor. You saw the template of Simon Ekpa to Zokame. Are you not ashamed? Are you people not ashamed that you cannot protect what's committed into your hand? Jesus Christ of Nazareth said to his father, he said, Father, all the soul you committed into my hand, I did not allow any of them to lose. I protect them. None of them that lost except the one that decided to end up in hellfire, which is Judas. But when you come to social media, they make noise. And that's why Simon Ekpa, and that's why Ngozi Orabueze, but you cannot protect. You cannot protect what Simon Ekpa left in your hand. So Rudo, now they not turners, evil leaders. So Rudo and the Fulani have taken it away from you. Or the USB and Biafra is the one that fighting to kept it. So that Nagananu Udakwa, Nagananu Aqua Relaye, Nagananu Aqua Rerumo Biafra day and night. Ubosu sit at home, Ubosu the word Jano Aqua Relaye, Ubos Nigeria committee Jana Aqua Relaye, Nifane men and the Canifane Memu Baduroma. When you ask the other one, Onarego, you ask the other one, Onarego, Inekusi, Neno Nekuna, Inekuna, no Nekunenu. It is a pity. Oyemeru nefa umibo. It is a pity. It is a pity that you people are the least saboteur to yourself. You people are devil that fighting against devil. You people are Mami Water that fighting against Mami Water, saboteur that fighting against saboteur, hypocrites that fighting against hypocrites, blackmailer that fighting against blackmailer. You know, you people are traitors that fighting against traitors. You don't want to hear the truth and to follow the truth. You are against the truth just because of the things of the earth materialism. In fact, I don't want to waste my time here again, brothers and sisters. Let me end up here, you know. Anyone that listening to this message should know that only God and His Son, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, are worthy of your soul, no one else. Be a true worshiper. Worship God, the Spirit, and the truth. God bless you.